gardening progresses. Now, yes. Okay. Anyway, Govinda, I hear you very well. But
Okay.
if you prefer Yamuna or Lavanga or anyone to read it, please go on. Go ahead.
Well, please accept my respectful obeisances, Guru Maharaj. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maybe we can, if I mean, if they don't mind. Okay, well, I'll just read them in
Well,
case
you
they
can
don't
If
read.
you, if I could read my question
mind. Yeah,
and
yeah,
Yeah,
read your
you can read
question.
yours. I think there is also a question by Mataji Lavanga, and if
Yes,
Bhattacharya did not send anything, but if he has question, normally he has many questions, so he will
yes,
be.
it was. Thank you so much, Govinda, for putting the questions together and sending them to me. And I'll begin with question number one, Gurudev.
Okay, thank
Uh,
you very much. Go ahead.
okay. My question is, in Srimad Bhagavatam, we read about many practices, including control of body parts through yogic techniques and also the worship of demigods to advance in our spiritual development. Yet at the end, we are told that in this day and age, it is only necessary to chant the Maha Mantra and practice basic regulatory principles. Why then is so much detail shared with us? Are there Vaishnavas who still practice these techniques? Is there any value in adding back some of these practices? Thank you.
Thank you. Very nice question. So, just like if you go to the shop and you go to buy salt or sugar, you don't need everything else, but uh, but you find everything because a shop is supposed to offer everything for everybody's consumption. Right? You may need salt and not need pasta, but somebody else will need pasta. So you should not think, oh, this store is confusing. I just need salt. So this is the first question. That the Vedas, the Vedic knowledge, offers everything to everyone. So now, since we have ascertained that the Vedas offer everything, that means yoga, dhyana, and bhakti, and karma, and so many systems that we are going to talk very briefly. Otherwise, it's going to be hours of conversation. Um, we have everything. We know everything. Now it doesn't depend on knowledge. Knowledge, you have it. So now, who are you? What you need? Just like if you go to a doctor, you don't sit down and look at the eyes of the doctor. You tell him, doctor, I have this, and then he will tell you what you need. After a few minutes, somebody else comes and it's another person, another body, another situation, other problems, and the other person will tell the doctor, I have this problem, and the doctor will give you some other medicine because he or she needs something else. Okay, so um, so second answer is this. So the doctors, which are the gurus, the devotees, the books, they will tell you what you need, especially the spiritual masters who will tell you what you need. Because books, in the books, you open the pages, uh, it's not that Srila Prabhupada comes out from the book and tell you, you have to do this. It's a book. So maybe a few pages, you don't need them. But of course, you have to read everything as a matter of discipline. But who will tell you what you need? Just like the doctor is there, and he will tell you what you need because you told him what's your problem. So the guru should be someone who knows the disciple, you know, and then he will be able to tell the person what he needs. Third answer is this one. Why in ISKCON sometimes we give initiation quite quickly, or even without really know the person. Sometimes the people who has nothing to do in life, they criticize. This guru initiated this devotee too quick, or this and that. Um, well, the point that, first of all, it's not like in the past. There was one sage, and that's it. There was nobody else. I mean, there was somebody else, but you had to go on top of the Himalaya and things like that. So the guru has to know, so much so that before there were the Gurukula. Gurukula means the disciple go in the school of the spiritual master for years, and then the guru start to know the disciple, then he's able to. But you know, um, basically our philosophy is for everybody, especially in ISKCON, not in our movement, I guarantee you, or in other lines, especially in ISKCON, there is quite a lot of similarity between one guru, another guru, the guru with the president, the GBC, and this and that, normal devotees. Basically, when you sit down to hear a class, there are different styles, but the philosophy is basically the same. There are certain points which are absolute for everyone. So you have a less need to know personally someone deeply to understand if he's ready to chant 8 rounds or 16 rounds, if he can be a kshatriya or vaishya or this, and you have less need because you are part of a movement, and the movement helps you, helps the guru, helps the temple president, helps the preacher, in knowing the devotee, and safe as the guru feels that when he will go, if he will go away from his disciple, there will be somebody else to replace him that is qualified to replace him. So then you feel a little more free to give initiation sometimes after 1 year or 2 years or or anything. Another question is about the initiation is that there may be some need. Sometimes we are given Brahman initiation because the temple needs for pujari work, and then 99% they take initiation, they run away, then they don't do anything. So this is bad, If you take second initiation on the basis that you should be a pujari, then you should be a pujari. Otherwise, this is called cheating. That cheating is not good. So and then let's go to the specific. The specific is the Vedic literature has to tell everything because knowledge is important, even if it's not so necessary. A few weeks ago, we have spoken about the Mahabharata or the ninth canto, eighth and ninth canto, the Srimad Bhagavatam, where there is an endless list of names of kings and sages, sons and daughters, that somebody can say, why do I need to know the son and the grandson of this king? Do I need for liberation? Well, that's maybe not, but you had to consider that Vyasadeva had no time to waste writing something that that is useless, that is superfluous. If Vyasadeva wrote it, we had to study it as a matter of discipline, as a matter of respect to Shastra. Because if we think I don't need to read the 8th and 9th canto, that's disrespectful. This is aparad, it's an offense. You should not think, you should not say that. You're going to pay. It's a very expensive offense, offending the Shastra, offending the books. So then you had to know, just for your purification. Then after, the gurus in our line, we have many gurus, and it's um, how you say, the the duty, the help me with some English word.
Prerogative?
Oh, yeah, prerogative, yeah, of the spiritual master to tell you what you have to do. But not only you, but you as a group of persons. Because when somebody takes birth in the 60s, 70s, or 90s, or 2000, I don't say that we are all the same, because we are not, but we have a lot of similarities. So that's in our movement, we give some instruction to everybody, because more or less everybody needs the same thing, you see. And our movement is also not a yoga school. It's not a Sankhya school. It's not a Nyaya school. It's a Bhakti school. So Bhakti, you had to attract Krishna to you. You shouldn't try to go to Krishna, but you should try to show yourself to Krishna. I'm here. I love you. Please come. Okay. So to do this, you had to, according to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the successive acharyas up to our acharya Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, they said that the main thing is the chanting of the holy name. In this yuga, this Kali Yuga is the best. It's the only system for liberation. No, it's not, but it's the best, because Hare Krishna means Radha and Krishna. No yoga system teaches you Radha and Krishna. It can teach you liberation, the Brahman. It can teach you Vaikuntha. It can teach you many of these things, but it doesn't teach you Radha and Krishna. Radha Krishna, you get it only with the Mahamantra. And you get it only in our line, the Rupanuga line, the lines that goes back to Rupa Goswami. So best for you, to conclude, best for you, according to our line Acharya, is some discipline that are good for everybody in this age. Inside your spiritual life, beyond the chanting, since you cannot chant as 24 hours a day, there are many things that are not for everybody. You know, you, Yamuna, are a singer and musician. I'm not. You know, if my spiritual master would have told me that I should be a Gandharva, I would have been suffering all my, because I don't like it. You know, I don't care about music. I care about philosophy. It's just my mind is attracted to concepts, not to sounds. You know, my mind is not attracted to cooking, it's not attracted to cleaning, it's not attracted to, I am attracted only to philosophy. And you are very attracted to music. And Govinda, surely Govinda is something that is very attracted, and Bhatta Richard, Bhatta Fabiani is very philosophical. I mean, nobody ever sent me so many questions as he does, and I quite never answer. I'm really sorry, because 1 or 2 years ago I would have answered every question, but now I just don't have the time. So, but his devotional service is to making questions. That's his devotional service. That's why you think to Krishna, because to write a question, you have to think to Krishna. Otherwise, you don't just, send a question. That's his bhakti. That is devotion. And but Richard, I don't know, but surely something he likes more than other things. So, um, uh, um, so to really conclude, the Vedas give everything to everybody, and then you take by yourself or by the guidance of an expert devotee, you take what you need. Is that clear?
Very clear. Thank you so much, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, second.
Govinda, would you like to make your question?
I think actually next was Mata Lavanga's question.
But Mata Tilavanga is not here.
He's not here. Okay.
How come? Because she was here until 2 minutes ago. Maybe something happened. Somebody.
The internet connection is in Santo Domingo is very unreliable, but
No, well, yeah, you read that Mata Gilavanga question, I'll answer it. She will listen after. But I can tell you one thing. I lived in Santo Domingo almost 2 years. One of the best connections there is. It's just a question how much you want to pay for it.
oh well.
That's the point. Because if you want to pay $10 per month, then this is what you get.
I see.
So
Well, I could.
don't be, are you saying in Spanish, tacaño?
uh,
Don't be,
Okay.
are you saying that in?
Cheap.
Don't be
I'll say
cheap. Sacrifice some of your money and get a better connection. Then you can preach, you can listen. Okay,
Yes.
let's go to Mataji question.
I will ask my second question and we'll save her question for the end in case she reappears.
Yeah, and after,
My,
sorry if I interrupt you. After, I want Bata Fabien to put to me one of the many questions that he sent me in English, so I will answer today. Okay?
okay. All right. Well, briefly, I just wanted you to tell us more about Sri Balaram. Why is it that he was not obligated to play a part in the Mahabharata drama as were the others? Because remember, even Arjuna was reluctant, but he was obligated. What is the importance of Balaram's relationship to Sri Krishna, and what special privileges does that entail?
So Balaram is well, Balaram in this world was an incarnation of Balaram in the spiritual world, which is not completely correct, what I'm saying, but it's too technical. I'm not going to get into it. I say that, so if there is a big pandit listening now, I just want to repair myself from the accusation of being an ass. So Balarama in the spiritual world as the duty. I just read in English. There's a second time that I don't find. I will call the Google Translate. So Italian as a task, as a duty, as an assignment, to build. That's why it's called Balara. It's powerful. He built the spiritual sky. The spiritual world has been built by Balaram. And that's why he is the original spiritual master. Because if you build something beautiful, what do you do? If you are not, moment. If you are not miser, what do you want? You want other people to come. Okay? So that's why he's the original spiritual master, because this is what the spiritual masters do. Spiritual master try to bring everybody back to the spiritual world. And but the spiritual master has the duty to give his disciples or everybody else a nice place to live, because it's okay to go in a place which is eternal, etc. But it has to be beautiful, it has to be something that you like. And then Krishna expands, although it's eternal, so expansion is not right, into Srimati Radharani. So Krishna is the original Purusha, Balaram built the spiritual world, and Radharani gives the taste, gives the rasa, gives the happiness. the reason for everybody to wanting to go in the spiritual world. So when they come, everybody coming with Krishna, each of them has a task, as an assignment, because if 1,000 people come in this world and everybody does the same thing, what's the fun in it? You know, the beauty of our philosophy, and there is no a page you say the same thing respect to the other one. So in these pastimes, in these leelas of various personalities that coming from the spiritual world, everybody has a different task. Krishna has a task, and we can speak for years why Krishna fought in the Kurukshetra. And similarly, we can speak years talking why Balarama did not fight in the Kurukshetra battle, Kurukshetra war. There are many reasons. It's just another pastimes telling us different thing. Surely, from the historical point of view, can you imagine? On the part of the Kauravas, Balarama had disciples and had parents, had so many people that he loved. On the other side, there is his brother. Can he fight against his brother? Can you see Balarama fighting against Krishna, or Krishna against Balarama? That's not part. It's unthinkable. So Balarama, that's what he said. He said, on one side there are my deer, and on the other side there are many deer. So I'm not going to fight. And he went. And during these 18 days, he did a lot of things, like starting the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Srimad Bhagavatam started because of him. You know the story. Who doesn't know the story? Ramaharshana Sutta, it rings a bell. Yeah. Balarama arrived in 1 minute. Balarama arrived, and there was this guru who was a Sutta. Sutta is not a Brahmana, it's a lower class of Brahmana. Still very respectable, but not a pure Brahmana. But he was seated on the Vyasasana because he was telling stories. And stories are lower class respect to pure philosophy. Okay? And the stories are there because people is just too foolish to understand philosophy. So to make the philosophy clearer to everyone, then there are stories, and in the story you understand philosophy. If you take the Vedanta Sutta, you read it, most of you will become tired after 5 or 6 pages because it doesn't mean anything to you. Because to understand the Vedanta Sutra, you are supposed to read all the Upanishad, all the Upavedas, all the Vedas, etc. Then you will start to understand something. Fortunately, some acharya like Baladeva Vidyabhushana, he wrote commentaries on Vedanta Sutra, then we can start to understand something. Anyway, this is another topic, another subject matter. So Balarama left Kurukshetra because he didn't want to fight on one side nor the other side. But there are also other reasons. Balarama was supposed to be the most powerful of all, even more powerful than Krishna. So can you imagine Balarama killing everybody, and Krishna, what does he do? He went to fight against Balarama, and who is going to win? If Balarama wins, then Krishna is not the most powerful. If Krishna wins, then Balarama is not. Bala means powerful. So Balarama is not Bala. It's something else. So there are many philosophical and historical reasons to explain why Lord Balaram did not participate to Kurukshetra war.
Okay, thank you. Govinda?
I think, but Fabien, why don't you read in English one of your many questions?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Hare
Hare-
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I would like to ask you a question regarding Srila Prabhupada. He now is recognized as a Vishwaguru, right?
Who called him Vishwaguru?
I found this notice on pages of devotee. I don't know if that's real or not.
Well, it's not a point of being real or not. If you say that Srila Prabhupada is the guru of everybody, you are offending everybody else. Because Srila Prabhupada was not the only great guru in our history. So there are two ways of glorifying your spiritual master. If you say, my spiritual master is the greatest for me, this is correct. You should say that. But if you say, my spiritual master is greater than yours is below my spiritual master. So you're not, first of all, I'm never going to be pleased with such a glorification involving not enough respecting everybody else. And second, because I don't think to be better than anybody. You know, it disturbs me because if you want to be a spiritual master and not fall down tomorrow or maybe even tonight, I never should think to be greater than everybody else. So, and then I was present, and this is very particular to making this question because I was present with Srila Prabhupada one time. And I was translating in Italian. Then all the Italian devotees were in a corner. There were many, many devotees. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of devotees all around. And Prabhupada was in the center. And one guest, who was not Italian, he was French. Then he said, I have a question. He was like this because Srila Prabhupada was receiving hundreds of questions. And this devotee started to, and he started the question saying, saying Jagat Guru, talking to Srila Prabhupada, wanting to glorify Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada did not accept his question. He said, I'm not Jagat Guru. Jagat Guru means obviously Guru of the universe. I'm not Jagat Guru. I'm a servant. I'm just a servant of everybody else. So we had to learn how to glorify. That's the point that Srila Prabhupada was making. Bhakti means Trinadapi Sunichana Tarora Pisaishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. If you want to chant Hare Krishna as much as you should, then you have to change the setup of your mind. If you think that you are a big guru or a big devotee or big this or big that, you are not going to be able to chant Hare Krishna because your mental setup is not is unfit to enter into bhakti. Bhakti means love, and love means the contrary of arrogance. Govinda is correct.
Yes.
Yeah, arrogant. It's the contrary. If you have a girlfriend, you don't go to your girlfriend and say, I am the most beautiful man in the world. She will dump you immediately because nobody likes an arrogant person. But if you go to your beloved and you say, I love you so much, you are so beautiful, and this, and then she will she will accept you. So if you want to chant Hare Krishna, you have to be humble. You have to be humble. So is it correct to call Srila Prabhupada Vishwaguru? I never brought that. In my 51 years of preaching life, I never called Srila Prabhupada Vishwaguru. I called him my guru. I called him ISKCON Guru. I called him extraordinary guru in the line of Bhaktisiddhanta. But be careful how you glorify everybody. So this Vishwaguru, this is an emotional way of talking about Prabhupada. Emotional. Ah, Srila Prabhupada is so good. I will not last. And one day you say, oh, I'm getting bored, I will not, I will go away. The glorification has to come from intelligence, buddhi, not from manas, your heart. Because intelligence tell you how to glorify, what is the right way to glorify, and also who to glorify. If in the privacy of your home you say something, maybe Srila Prabhupada is the greatest in our parampara. I won't say that either, because nobody can be greater than Rupa Goswami or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we have to be very careful not to be offensive. But in your privacy, you can say something. But in public, use your intelligence and say how it is. My spiritual master, for me, is the greatest, because he is the one who did greater than everybody else. And if somebody tell you, oh, my Guru Maharaj is such and such Prabhu, or such and such Maharaj, you should immediately, say, oh, your Guru Maharaj, I will give him all respect and obeisances, etc. This is the right way.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Question. Thank you. So the first question is, why did Puridas not utter the name Krishna even though Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told him to do so? What is the real reason? What is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Was it Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime?
If I here in Vrindavan, I miss in Vrindavan for many, many years. Nobody knows who I am. No, few people knows, so they make some obeisances because they know who I am, etc., etc. But mostly people, they just ignore me. Okay? But let's say that one day everybody knows that I am initiating spiritual master, a Prabhupada disciple, etc. That will disturb me. I will maybe put everything on my head and like that, so that I'm not recognized. Why I don't want to be recognized? Because I need to chant. And if everybody, again, going back to the point of being humble, if I want to chant my rounds in peace and not everybody making obeisance, because otherwise I will get drunk. I may even give up on my guruship, because chanting Hare Krishna is in the right consciousness is the right thing to do. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a devotee, not as Krishna. So Puridas knew this. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu challenged him and said, you call me Krishna. And he said, no, because I'm going to disturb you. So this is how a great devotee actually does devotional service to a spiritual master. He tried to understand his spiritual master psychology to just like today. I was writing in the Mahabharata the many qualities of brahmachari life. One of the qualities of brahmachari life is that he should do service even if the guru doesn't ask him to do. In other words, he has to understand what he needs and don't disturb him having to tell you what to do. Of course, if the spiritual master wants water and you bring him milk, then this is a disturbance because you think the milk is better than water, but he wants water. You see? So this is being expert in devotional service. There are many, many things. So this is a science. Bhakti is a science. There are millions and billions and trillions of different, things to learn, to consider. Is that okay, Dr. Fabian?
Yes, thank you. I have 3 questions.
Oh no,
No.
then one more, and then we go back. And if we have time,
Okay.
we come back to you. Tell me another one.
Thank you. Okay. When 2 or more souls are in the same body, as in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how do the souls behave in the body? Also, is this a phenomenon
No, I don't
that
know
can
that.
occur?
I'm not understanding what you are saying.
Sorry.
Say it
Can I
again.
repeat?
Sure.
Okay. When 2 or more souls are in the same body, as in the case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how do
In two.
how do the souls have?
Well, wait. You said two souls in the same body?
Yes.
No, that doesn't happen. It's not correct. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are not two souls in the same body. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not Radha and Krishna together. This is a mistaken understanding. That is Krishna with the mood of Radharani. You see? Just like now in the mood of teaching, and if in a couple hours I go back to Mahabharata, I will have another mood, and a great acharya sometimes is in a mood, sometimes in another. Nishingadeva was in a mood of destroying and killing, and then when Prahlad came, he changed his mood. A person can have several moods. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. What it means, a mood of Radharani, in the mode of being a devotee. He wanted to teach us how to be a devotee, the best devotee, the utmost devotee. That's Chaitanya. That's the how you say that again? The the task that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had. He came here mainly, not only, of course, but mainly with the idea of teaching us how to be devotees. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Govinda?
Hare Krishna.
Or Bhatta Richard, do you have any question? Yes, please.
Is it okay if I ask two?
Sure.
Thank you, Maharaj. First question is, how do we become humble when we chant the name? Because I when we chant the Maha Mantra, because it's kind of confusing to me. Normally I don't even think about being humble. I've just tried to chant, but I don't know how I can be humble when I'm chanting.
Well, humility is not a way of chanting. Humility is a way of being internal in your heart and your mind. So if you are humble, then your chanting will be the chanting of a humble person. The Mahamantra is the same, whether you chant it or a pure devotee chant it or anybody chant it, will be the same. You cannot, you say, you cannot change the value of the holy name. That depends from you. How do you receive it? If you are advanced, you receive it more. If you are less advanced, you receive less. So how to become humble? Well, either you read so much about humility and then you make an effort to be humble, or you will be, you will, life will make you humble. And when Maya And when Maya is operating, I assure you that he knows how to curb your, he will give you so many, I say, Maya will give you so many beatings. That's the, so many beatings that at the end you understand, well, I got to be humble because if I'm not, I'm going to live a miserable life. At least I become humble and become a devotee. Being a devotee is a wonderful thing. It's the best lifestyle you can ever imagine. To be a devotee, a Vaishnava, I mean, it's so wonderful. So you have to choose, or you read and think and try and to be humble, or Maya will make you humble.
Thank you, Maharaj. And the second question, real quick, is you just said that that Lord Chaitanya is not Radha and Krishna combined. I believe you said that Lord Chaitanya has the mood of Radharani. Um, so I'm just a little confused because if I'm not mistaken, I believe a devotee told me that Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna in one body, and I know that Lord Chaitanya is supposed to be Krishna, but I'm confused about the whole Radha Krishna business because it's kind of, what's the word? I don't know if it's the right word, but it seems ambiguous to me, if that's the right word.
It's subtle. It's subtle. If you say Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna in one, it's not completely wrong, but not as two souls in one body. It's one body, it's Krishna. Krishna wanted to come in this material world, but he wanted to be the best devotee. Radharani is the best devotee. So he has the mood of Radharani, thinks as Radharani, he has his bodily hue. Hue is correct, the color,
Yeah, or complexion.
complexion of Srimati Radharani, because Krishna is dark, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not dark. So I heard and read many times Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Radha Krishna combined. Yes, I don't get scandalized to hear that, but it's not Radharani in the mood. That's the mood of Radharani in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So sometimes, most of his life, he didn't behave as Krishna, he behaved as Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means a Krishna acting like Radharani, so they are together. Well, yeah, because he acted as Radharani the whole of his life. Okay, but so you can continue to say or to think that, but it's very subtle. So one day you'll understand what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I'm still a little stumped, but thank you for the explanation. I hope to understand it more in the future. Thank you, Maharaj.
One of the one of the aspects of our philosophy that, like in the material world, it's night or it's day. There is no way in the between. Night and day means dark or not dark. It becomes dark when light goes away. So there is no darkness and light at the same time. In the spiritual world, it's very different. In the spiritual world, you can say 3, 4, 5, 6 things completely opposite to one or the other and be complete, and everybody being completely correct. I can make you a lot of instances when in my studies every day I study, of course, and I find a lot of things in Srila Prabhupada books, you know, that are opposite of what I read a few days ago from Srila Prabhupada. So contraries and are very not necessary means contraries not necessarily mean one is wrong and the other one is correct. No? It means something is correct for some reason and the opposite is correct for another reason. That's because Krishna is not a block of iron, that's it, there is nothing to study. Krishna is a person, a supreme person. Supreme person means he can be one and exactly the opposite in 1 second. How can Krishna become Narasingha and 1 second after he's dancing with the gopis? Of course, Narasingha is not Krishna, it's not Vrindavan Krishna, Vishnu Krishna, but still is. Narasingha is Krishna, at the end of the day, Narasingha is Krishna. So how come he dances is so loving, is a little tender, youngster or boy, and after we read about huge most positively from the point of view, monster means big, huge, powerful. Of why Krishna, why it's not enough for Krishna to dance with the gopis and playing with gopas? Why does he need to fight and kill demons? Why? We have to understand. This is not easy to understand, and it's not difficult to understand. It actually it takes some time. It takes some time. It's just a human nature that is very similar to the divine nature. And we as boys, but even now, sometimes we like to fight, especially those who have not a Brahminical. I think when we drive our car, there is somebody in that you want to kill the guy. Tell me that never happened to you. Everybody happened, correct? Especially Bhattacharya, he wants to kill everybody. But this is a joke. So, yeah, but he also comes to a Bhagavatam class. He's very humbly staying and making questions. So, what is the man? The humble man listening, or the man who gets angry and wants to beat the guy's face? What is the same person because we are made of many things. Okay, so so this is Krishna. Krishna is infinite. It's infinite, different. So there is nobody in creation that cannot find the part of Krishna that he likes the best. Because somebody can say, okay, I want to be the devotee of Krishna, but I like this, and Krishna never showed that. There is nothing that Krishna never showed. You can find your Krishna between comillas, I will say that in English. And so Krishna is no end, and we can find the Krishna we like the best.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, Govinda.
Thank you very much for your answers, Guru Maharaj. This has been such a wonderful class. I'll just ask one because I think we're running out of time. So, I was saying, can you please elaborate on how we can have relationships with personalities who are no longer physically present, such as Srila Prabhupada, the six Goswamis, Srila Haridas Thakur, etc.? Are these actual relationships non-different from physical relationships? If we call or pray to Srila Prabhupada or Srila Haridas Thakur, is it actually them who's responding to us?
In the material world, when somebody goes away or he dies, that's it, it's finished. You cannot have a relationship. Why? Because this material world is limited by time and space. Okay? If you have a nice relationship with a person and that goes on the other side of the planet, the relationship is finished. but not in the spiritual world. The spiritual world has no time and no space limitations. It's time and space, but no, it doesn't have the same limitations that we have in this material world. So to have relationships which are delimited, or how you say, obstaculated. Tell me one good verb.
Restricted.
Restricted. If you want a relationship that is not restricted by time and space, then you have to enter into the world where there is no restrictions. Until your consciousness is in the material world, you will suffer limitations of time and space, and you will suffer because you get attached materially. So one day your opulence will go and you will suffer, but not if you have a spiritual consciousness, because spiritual consciousness never, no, you will never have a separation from any, how you say that in English, from anybody. You always have the possibility to get in contact with the person you love in the spiritual plane. So that's why the movement of Krishna consciousness is that movement that teaches one to transcend the limitations of the material world, to enter into the spiritual world, and then with that consciousness, not necessarily being in the spiritual world, but even in this material world, if you have that consciousness, then you can have a relationship with Srila Prabhupada, just and see him just like you see me, I see you. So there is no limitation whatsoever. You can associate with Rupa Goswami, with etc., etc. So this is the wealth of Krishna consciousness. And as you proceed in Krishna consciousness, then you will see that this is yes, actually true. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Then now we have a last question of Yamuna, and then we have to talk about our service, which has some problem, and I want to talk to you. We are going after Yamuna's last question. We are going off Facebook, and also registration is not necessary. Okay, please, Yamuna.
All right, I'm going to read you the question from Mother Lavanga.
Okay.
Recently, I've been hearing that it is better to chant one round attentively than 16 rounds inattentively. Some people use this to justify not chanting their 16 rounds when life gets busy and they don't have as much time to chant their rounds. What are your thoughts on this?
Who told us to chant Hare Krishna? Our spiritual masters, no? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and after all the parampara. So if I say, I'm just trying to present you 2 or 3 points about my conclusion. If I say, you go back to Krishna if you chant 16 rounds, is that correct?
Yes.
Yamuna, is that correct?
Not exactly. I think it's a little more complicated than that.
But Richard?
I was under the impression that if you chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 principles, then you go back to Godhead,
Okay.
Maharaj.
But Fabienne? My last hope.
I think it's right if we chant Hare Krishna with love and devotion.
Okay, so you chant 16 rounds and you go to Krishna and say, hey, I'm chanting 16 rounds, you let me get in. Is that so? Is that what it is this what you are telling me?
No.
Okay, then we are getting closer. How you get to Krishna? You get to Krishna by the mercy of the spiritual master. That's how you get to Krishna. Because 16 rounds are good on the second level to get to Krishna because your spiritual master told you to chant 16 rounds. If your spiritual master told you, no, you chant 8 or you chant 64, then who goes back to Krishna? The 16, the 64, or the 8? Tell me.
Perhaps it depends on the quality of the chanting.
No.
Or the one listening to their guru.
Yes. Yeah. The one or the guru told you. Because you get back to Krishna by the mercy of the pure devotee. That's how. We go back to Krishna doing what Srila Prabhupada told us to do. He told us 16, that's okay. At the beginning, 64, but then he changed because we were, and then he said 32. And 32, we said that Srila Prabhupada is impossible for us to change the 34. And Srila Prabhupada, okay, 16, but that's it. Not negotiable. You had to change 16 rounds every day. Okay? So if Srila Prabhupada would have kept the 64 and we chanted only 16, what would happen? That Srila Prabhupada was not happy because he said 64. So if you chant one round, will Srila Prabhupada be happy because you chant it in the right way? Who cares if you chant it well or not? The point is that you have to obey the spiritual master. It's not that a number or chanting. It's what the pure devotee tell you to do. That's this how you say that in English, the point of the spear, you know?
The tip?
Huh?
The tip? Or
The tip of the spear. What it makes the entrance is the guru's mercy, not the numbers of them, not the regular principle. If Srila Prabhupada said, okay, you can smoke as much as if you can, would we go back to Krishna? Yes, we did. Because it's his will that brings us to Krishna, not our speculations. Or if I chant one round perfectly, like you are able to chant one round perfectly, you are talking budget anyway, you're going to chant horribly. If you chant 1 or 2 or 16, if your consciousness is not being surrendered to the pure devotee, you don't go anywhere. You stay here in this material world because there is a reason why great acharyas, great souls come in this material world. There is a reason. Why they come in this horrible world? Huh? It's so bad. Of course, I am in Vrindavan, and not so bad, but you must be in horrible places. So you are getting old, you're getting sick, you're getting this, and this. Everything goes south every 2 or 3 months, and everything is terrible place. So if you want to advance in spiritual life, you have to surrender. Just like, who remembers the verse, the very important verses? I think it's number 7 or 9 of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. What Arjuna was doing in the first chapter. Govinda, try to find out if when Arjuna says, I will surrender to you, is
Garbam Dosho Upada Subhava
Yeah,
Prachami Chandama Samudha Chita.
no, I know that. I want a number.
Oh, this is
7 or
2
9?
9.
9. Okay. 2 9. So what happened before the 9 or before the first chapter? What happened? That Arjuna was trying to find out what is right. Okay? And he wasn't saying foolish things, whatever is in head, but Krishna disagreed. So then he understood that he would have found the solution to his dilemma, not by speculating, not by finding the right uh, part of the Dharma in the Veda, what I should do, should I kill, should I not kill? If I kill, what happens? But it's very, very simple. 1 round, 2 rounds, 10 rounds. That's your speculation. Srila Prabhupada said 16. If you are in a Prabhupada line, you chant 16. If you are another line, well, good luck to you. Because if your guru on the other line is not a pure devotee, you don't go anywhere. Not you, nor your guru. So make sure that your guru is a pure devotee, because only pure devotees can bring you back to Krishna. That's why in our movement, we give so much importance to Srila Prabhupada, because he brings us back to Krishna. And if his disciples who take the task of being spiritual man, they don't adhere or adhere, they don't adhere.
Adhere.
Adhere to Srila Prabhupada's instructions and elaborate too much. Elaboration is okay, it's understandable, but not too much. Then you are linked to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada will bring your guru and our disciple back to Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada says 16, 16b.
Thank you so much for responding to this argument, because it's becoming something that I'm hearing more and more often in
Yes.
ISKCON.
Yes. It's that's human nature, trying to justify.
And
Not-
also,
Not that
forgive my
not that I don't like to chant Hare Krishna. I chant one, but I chant it well. So worship me. Do the same. I am your guru, because I'm establishing a new rule. This is just very low class ego. Srila Prabhupada says 16, 16b. Please.
Also, forgive my imperfect senses. It was the 7th verse, not the 9th.
Okay. I said 7 or 9. Yes. Kartanya dosha pahatan soava, pichami tam dharma samuda cheta, etc., etc. That's, I arrived there after I don't. Arjuna said, I'm suffering because I'm confused. How can I kill my brothers, my cousins, my fathers, my gurus? Bhishma and Drona, it's unthinkable. So his head was exploding. He was suffering so much. Then at the end, they did the right, just like us before meeting Srila Prabhupada. We are confused. What I'm going to do in what I'm going to do in my life? I'm going to be as miserable as my father, working all day long just to maintain a wife and the sons, or the wife working, maintaining a deadbeat husband, to the whole of my life. The whole of my life wasted in this way, that's unthinkable. That's like Arjuna, it's unthinkable. What can I do? Then he find a solution. I surrender to the bona fide spiritual master. That's what every one of us should do. Some of us did it, most of us did it, all of us actually did it, and we should continue elaborating in our life with this conception. What Srila Prabhupada said is good. Again, just to finish, and then we can go to the other question. Just to finish, we are not parrots. It's not that we repeat what Srila Prabhupada says, or like parrots. We are not supposed to be parrots. So we had to elaborate with our words, with our understanding, but with the Siddhanta. The Siddhanta is from Srila Prabhupada. Siddhanta means the right conclusion. So we can speak 1 hour, and then at the end we finish like Srila Prabhupada said, Srila Prabhupada said, I am nobody. I made of the mercy of my spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. That's what Srila Prabhupada said, verbally. So what should we say? I know better than Prabhupada. Prabhupada said 16. Okay, but one is the same. This is the Prabhupada consciousness. This is speculation. Prabhupada said 16. Prabhupada didn't say, well, yeah, I am mercy of my Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, but I'm great also. He didn't say that. He didn't think that. He followed what his spiritual master said. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wanted Srila Prabhupada to go to the West and preach Krishna consciousness. Period. Period. And then Srila Prabhupada told us what? Chant 16 round. Period. There is no 8, there is no 10, there is no 1. There is 16. If you want to be initiated, of course. If you don't want to be initiated, you can chant 1, 2, or whatever. But the moment you get initiation, you have to chant 16 rounds. Okay, so I think I need to talk to you about your service. Of course, if Mataji Ravanga can stay, is very much welcome to stay. But I will stop the recording.